Hello everyone, and welcome to today's training on how a PI can access, view, edit, and approve timesheets in the time and leave system. Please note, for the purpose of this training, the term PI also refers to directors. While directors are not PIs, they are authorized to create, review, and authorize timesheets. First, accessing the time and leave system. You should go to our website, www.rfcuny.org. You want to be sure to log in with your PI or timekeeper user ID. Always remember your PI or timekeeper ID is alphanumeric. This is different than the employee ID, which is numeric. After you fill in your username and password, click Login. If you are unable to log in or do not remember your PI user ID or password, please contact the Web Access Security team. They can be reached at weblogonid@rfcuny.org, and I'll repeat that email address. It's weblogonid@rfcuny.org, and you can also give them a call at 212-417-8450. Let me repeat that number. It's 212-417-8450. I want to leave up the information just for a little bit so that you can copy it down, just in case you need it for the future. Once you log in, you would hover over Electronic Tools, then click on Time and Leave. This will bring you to the Time and Leave Management System, which is a biweekly pay cycle. The ending of a pay period is indicated in blue in the calendar. The employees will have to submit their timesheets on the Monday immediately after the pay period end date. As a PI, you would approve your timesheets by Tuesday. Payroll will run on Thursday night, and then the timesheets will be uploaded and the payment will occur the following Wednesday, which is indicated in green. The section Notices, located in the middle of the page, shares key information from the Research Foundation to their employees and the PIs, such as any changes to the payroll, the calendar, or to the schedule. Any human resource news and updates will all be listed here. It's important that you keep track of these notices. Now, in order to begin the approval process of the timesheet, simply click on the pay period ending for the timesheet you will be submitting. Now you must choose your project. As a PI, you may have numerous projects you administer. Click on the drop-down menu in Bullet 1, where you will click on the project you would like to review, and then once you select the project, the drop box will collapse as shown in Bullet 2. Then click Continue to go to the Employee Summary page. Now, if you don't have a lot of projects that you administer, the system will take you straight to the Summary page. Let us review the Summary page. In Bullet 1, what you will see is the project PRSY number, the project title, and the current pay period you are approving. Bullet 2 is the employee's name, and if you click on their name, you will see their work schedule. Bullet 3 is the timesheet status. Bullet 4 will open the timesheet for the employee you want to review. Bullet 5 gives you the option to mass approve all timesheets on the summary page. The Research Foundation highly recommends that you do not do this. Review each timesheet. You do not want to inadvertently overpay an employee. Bullet 6 gives you the option to approve the individual employee's timesheet without ever reviewing their information. And again, the Research Foundation highly recommends that you do not do this. Bullet 7 will automatically refresh the summary page. You should use this after you approved any employee's timesheet, because if an employee submitted their timesheet while you were approving timesheets, you will be able to see that the status has changed to anyone that submitted their timesheet while you were reviewing and approving timesheets. One of the other things I would like to review in the summary page is what you will see in the yellow status information. This is just a warning message. This alerts the approver that there is information that needs to be reviewed. In this example, the status information for this employee is letting you know that Linda Williams has reached the maximum amount of her sick leave hours that she is allowed to accrue. Now let's look at Joseph Robinson, who has submitted their timesheet. If you want to review and approve their timesheet, click on View Edit. This will bring you to their timesheet. All the timesheets are pre-populated with the scheduled hours employees are supposed to work, as shown under Bullet 1. Let's review the timesheet header, which is Bullet 2. You, as a PI, will also see the same information as an employee. In Bullet 1, you will see the employee's name and ID number, project number, pay period, pay rate, hours per period, which is the number of hours the employee is expected to work each period based upon the EPAF appointment period, which is the start and end dates of the appointment, remaining work hours, which is the number of remaining work hours on the appointment, which includes regular, sick, unscheduled holidays, and other hours. Remaining annual hours, which is the number of remaining annual hours on the appointment, including accrued hours and a projection of hours to be earned by the end of the appointment, and remaining total hours, which is the total hours remaining on the specific appointment since the last payroll. Please note, employees must use the remaining annual hours by the end of the appointment period indicated in the timesheet header. 3 pay periods before the encumbrance end date, the e-timesheet system will generate a pop-up message indicating that work hours are coming to an end and advises the employee to schedule annual leave. Bullet 2, when you click on the hyperlink, it will open Bullet 3. This will show you the current, the charged, and accrued for, the employee's annual leave, accrued reserve, which is only for employees who have been employed prior to 2013, sick leave, and unscheduled holidays, which I'll discuss later in the presentation. But let's discuss the various timesheet statuses in Bullet 1. There are 5 different timesheet statuses. The yellow status is new, which indicates a timesheet is ready for entry. The orange status is created, which states that an employee has saved their timesheet but is not yet ready for submission and will need time for further review. The blue status is submitted, which indicates an employee completed the timesheets for the PI to review and approve. The green status is approved. This is letting you know that your timesheet has been reviewed and approved by the PI or authorized approver and submitted to the Research Foundation for processing. The gray status is uploaded. This indicates that the Research Foundation has uploaded a timesheet and is ready to generate a payment. Now that you understand the foundation of the timesheets, let's complete a timesheet. We have 2 timesheets we are looking at. Remember, the timesheets are pre-populated based on the EPAF. The one on the left represents if the employee didn't make any changes and they submitted for PI approval. But as you, the PI, are reviewing their timesheet, you realize they forgot to adjust their timesheet for time off that week. On Monday in the first week, Donald Duck left work 2 hours early. The first Monday, bullet 1, the pre-populated regular 7 hours has changed from 7 to 5, and you will need to charge the annual leave 2 hours. That Wednesday, bullet 2, Donald had called in sick. So the pre-populated regular 7 hours was changed to 0, and the 7 hours are now charged to sick leave. When sick leave is used, a drop box appears to allow the employee to use either family member or self. In this case, Donald was taking care of his sick child, so Donald will click on family member. Remember, an employee has 40 hours per calendar year of their own sick leave balances to care for a family member. The following Monday, bullet 3, was a holiday, and the timesheet will be already pre-populated as a holiday, so no further action will be needed. On that Thursday, bullet 4, both school and the campus and the RF Central office were closed due to a snowstorm. The regular pre-populated 7 hours needs to be changed to 0, and the 7 hours need to be charged to the other paid box. Click on the drop-down menu and click Other Authorized, and then in the comment field, type in snow day. Remember, if you choose Other Authorized Payment, you must place a reason in the comment section. As the PI, or authorized approver, you can make these changes to the employee submitted timesheet, but when you do, remember to send an email to the employee regarding the changes you made to their timesheet. Other paid. Court attendance under subpoena, copy of subpoenas required, death and immediate family, full-time and exempt employees, holiday, Research Foundation recognized holidays, full-time and exempt employees, health department quarantine, medical note needed, jury duty, notice of attendance needed, COVID-19, documentation required, other authorized payment, comment needed. For more information, please refer to the time and leave benefits for all Research Foundation employees, policy 506G. When using authorized payment, a comment is needed. For subpoenas, health department quarantine, jury duty, and COVID-19, documentation is required to be sent to the Research Foundation. Death and immediate family, the Research Foundation does not require documentation, but a PI can request one from the employee. Now, let's discuss unscheduled holidays. Unscheduled holidays are floating holidays. Only full-time employees earn unscheduled holidays. They must be employed for 3 months prior to receiving the first unscheduled holiday. Example, if your hire date is July 1st, you will earn your first unscheduled holiday on October 1st. 4 unscheduled holidays are accrued every fiscal year, July 1st through June 30th. Earned unscheduled holiday dates are July 1st, October 1st, January 1st, and April 1st. Unscheduled holidays must be used in 7-hour increments. Carryovers are not allowed from one fiscal year to the next. To charge an unscheduled holiday, you will need to change the regular pre-populated 7 hours to 0 and check the unscheduled box as shown in the screen. And just remember that because they do not carry over, they will have to be used by June 30th or they will be lost. Now let's approve the timesheet for Donald Duck. Here is Donald's timesheet after you've reviewed and corrected the timesheet. On the left-hand side of the screen, click on Preview Timesheet as shown in Bullet 1. The same screen will appear as shown on the right-hand side, Final Review. You will have 4 options you may choose as shown in Bullet 2. You can save it, come back later if you need to verify times and dates with the employee. You can save and approve, edit, or void this timesheet. To approve the timesheet, click on Save and Approve. Once you click on Save and Approve, a window will open as shown in Bullet 3. This window will inform you of the following. This action will approve and submit this timesheet to the RF. Do you want to continue? Click OK, and you will see a confirmation that you submitted the timesheet for Research Foundation approval. If you cancel, you will have the option to save and approve, edit or void only this timesheet. After you have clicked OK to approve and submit this timesheet to the RF, this screen will appear acknowledging that you have successfully saved and approved the employee's timesheet. If you need a guide to walk you through these steps, just simply click on Help at any time on any screen in the upper right-hand corner. I have an arrow pointing to Help. This hyperlink will bring you to the Time and Leave Training Manual. This is where you can print it out or review it on your computer. Remember, once you have approved the employee timesheet, if you need to make any changes to the timesheet, you'll need to contact your designated campus coordinator at the Research Foundation. If you do not know who that is, go to the Research Foundation website and click About, then click Overview, then scroll down to Human Resources. It is located near the middle of the page, and click on the hyperlink Human Resources Staff. A 2-page directory will open up. Go to the second page, Last Listing, and you will find the Payroll Administration and a list of names and phone numbers of the designated payroll campus coordinators. I will demonstrate this during the live Time and Leave demonstration of this presentation. Okay, now the last thing I want to go over is to give you a live demonstration on how to approve a timesheet. First, we go to the RF website and enter your PI ID and password and click Login. It will bring you to the home page, and now hover over Electronic Tools and a drop-down menu will appear, and scroll down to Time and Leave and click on it. The calendar will automatically bring you to the current month, and we're going to click on the period ending November 8th. It will open to the employee summary page with all the employees, and the various statuses will be displayed for your review. We have created, submitted, and new statuses. Created means the employee has saved their timesheet and still needs to submit it. Submitted means the employee submitted their timesheet for approval, and new means the employee has not started their timesheet. If you notice, we went directly to the employee summary page. This occurred because this PI does not have multiple projects. If he did, we would have to select the project we want to review and approve those employee timesheets associated with that project. Let us start our approval process and click on the first employee that has submitted a timesheet. We are going to click on View Edit. We see the timesheet they submitted for your approval. We know that the employee took off the first Monday due to illness. We will need to change the 4 regular pre-populated hours to 0 and move the 4 hours over to sick leave. After we've entered the 4 hours, we will select Self from the drop-down menu. And now we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on Preview Timesheet. The system will give you the opportunity one more time to review the timesheet. If you're in agreement, scroll down and click on Save and Approve. A window will appear asking you if you want to continue. Click OK, and you will receive a confirmation saying the timesheet has been successfully saved and approved. Now, let us click the hyperlink Go to Summary page, and we will be brought back to the Employee Summary page, and we will approve the second employee. Let us click View Edit. After reviewing this employee, we identify there needs to be a change to the timesheet. On the second Tuesday, this employee had jury duty. And you know this because they told you they had sent the jury duty documentation to the RFHR payroll coordinator. So you will need to change the 7 regular pre-populated hours to 0 and move the 7 hours to other paid and click on the drop-down menu and choose jury duty. Let us click Preview Timesheet. Then click Save and Approve. And click OK. Now let us click the hyperlink, go to Summary page, and we will be brought back to the Employee Summary page and see the second employee is approved. Just remember that whenever you do make edits to an employee's timesheet, you need to let the employee know by email the reason why you edited their timesheet. Also, remember, if you click on Help, you will have access to the Time and Leave User's Guide. The guide will take you end-to-end in detail on the Time and Leave system. Let's review this process. Click on Help. It will bring you to the Time and Leave User's Guide, as you see on the screen. There is a table of contents that is hyperlinked to everything I just discussed in this training. For example, if you want to learn more about Manage Timesheets, let's click on the hyperlink Manage Timesheets. As you can see, the section on the Manage Timesheets has appeared. This will help you with any questions that you have on managing timesheets. Finally, once you have approved the employee timesheet, if you need to make any changes to the timesheet, you'll need to contact your designated payroll campus coordinator at the Research Foundation. If you do not know who that is, simply go to the Research Foundation website and click About. Then click Overview. Then scroll down to Human Resources. It's located near the middle of the page. And click the hyperlink Human Resources Staff. A 2-page directory will open up. Go to the second page, Last Listing, and you will find the Payroll Administration and a list of names and phone numbers of the designated payroll campus coordinators. This concludes our training for approving timesheets. Thank you for your participation.